invite Lynnette. Okay, let me invite Lynnette to introduce herself. Yep, can.
Hello, everyone. And speak without muting, then you cannot hear. Okay, can everyone see?
Can.
Fantastic. So thank you all for joining us, and I'm really very happy to be able to share with you about healing with frequencies. A little intro about myself. Hang on, let me just move on with the slides. Okay, a little intro about myself. Oh, don't get jammed up. Oh no. Okay. So I'm a certified BICOM bioresonance practitioner. And I started a company called Good Salt. And this is something that I cannot imagine myself doing, because previously I was a graphic and web designer. And after that, I became a sailing instructor and a professional sailor. And so everything is quite separate and distinct. But then, how I got into this journey is because of my daughter, as what Joe has mentioned. So this is her when she was 3 years old. So cute, right? And everything is also nice. But occasionally she will get some rashes here and there, eczema, little bits and bobs. But it always went away very quickly with steroid creams that we went to see a pediatrician, right? And then she will be given steroid creams. It will go away very fast. So we are very happy. But then the problem is it comes back again real fast as well. And I'm going to share with you this very disturbing picture. I hope you don't mind. So this was when her eczema got really, really bad. It got into infection. There's a lot of open wounds and blood pouring out and all that. We went to see the pediatrician, couldn't help because they just gave more steroid creams, which is very painful to put on. And then they also got us to see a specialist, which also didn't help because they also gave us more steroids. And so she got hospitalized. And in the hospital, actually not much different. It's just that you get the nurses coming. So we got more people trying to restrain her, catch her, and put more steroids. So actually, she became well again. So you can see that it healed, right? And we thought, okay, thank God. Everything is going to be fine from now. But no, that didn't happen. And it became worse. So you can see it, you can see the shiny is because we're just trying to have something to moisturize the area and all that. But it's not getting better. So we thought that, okay, we really got to stop doing this steroid cream stuff because we know of side effects and all that, and we didn't really want to keep going with that. So we went to see a TCM practitioner, which somebody introduced us, a friend introduced us to the TCM, and we thought, okay, it will probably help because it's more natural. It's not doing steroid creams. Actually, it may help a little while, but after that, you can see that it actually spread out to all over the body. I'm just showing you only the pictures of the legs. And you can see how red it all became and all. And so we tried everything. So that few months was really heartbreaking. It was a lot of screaming, shouting, fighting, because her whole body is just, she's just not able to take it. There's a lot of stings, pins and needles and everything. And we really prayed really hard at that time. We were saying, why, God, why does this thing happen? And then how are we going to get out of it? So it even spread to her fingers, her nails, and I'm not even showing you the parts of the body. So everything is like sandpaper. So you can imagine everywhere is skin, is blood. We can't sleep at night. The whole family is really affected. And we thought that probably our neighbors are going to call the police on us because there's so much screaming and shouting and fighting that somebody will be telling, will come and say that, why are you torturing your child like that, So we really thought that we had to look for an alternative. And so I found on the web about bioresonance. And this was how I got into there. I was really very skeptical about this thing, because even though I read about all the people going through that and how it had helped them, but I'm kind of at the end of my road and I didn't want to go back to steroids. So I decided to give it a try. It didn't help like immediately. It's not like after one session or two sessions, you know, you see, well, suddenly things happen. But the real good thing is that I've never found out what was wrong. What had she taken, or what is wrong with her body? She went through skin prick tests and all that. There's no allergies found or anything. But through bioresonance, that's where we found out that she was strained by a lot of different things. For example, egg, wheat, milk, soy, nut, seafood. That's about everything, right? So we for a period of time we couldn't eat a lot of things, but we saw the progress. I mean, you could see that the redness went down, and then, you know, it did become dry and all that. But really, after a period of time, you can see this is what she is now. She's a happy girl. We can have proper sleep. We are not fighting and screaming. The police are not coming to our house. So really, it does work, but you have to have some patience, and you have to find out what it is and let the bioresonance help the person. So it's from this that I really saw that I was drawn into it myself, and therefore I wanted to go and help people, because I really see how my family has gone through this and how I could help other people and their families as well. Okay, so that's her and saying, yeah, great job. And you can see the skin cleared up, and it is so much more manageable. So we really thank God for that. Okay. So what is frequency? After sharing with you about all of these things, basically every matter has got a frequency. This is proven in science because every matter is built up of atoms, and atoms are formed by electromagnetic waves. So there are scientists who look into quantum physics as well. It's about waves and about particles. So something can exist actually as a wave and a particle, and everything has specific frequencies. So even the earth has got natural frequencies. Jennifer has this very wonderful video, which she can also, share with you the link about this, that the earth has got a specific frequency. And this scientist, his name is Winfried Otto Schumann. He calculated and predicted the earth's frequency. He thought that it was probably 10 hertz, but actually it was like 7.83. After a while, they discovered that that is what the earth's frequency is. And so being outside, being exposed to the earth's frequency can help us in our mental wellness, in our well-being as well. So, it helps our circadian rhythms, so that you know when it's time to sleep, when it's time to wake up, and it improves your overall sense of well-being. So they did this experiment with a group of healthy young people. They put them in this area where it's shielded from the earth's frequency. And so one by one, they became ill. But after that, they actually introduced this frequency artificially to them, and then they got well again. So it's really amazing. So that shows that, how it's good to be outdoors and not always cooped up indoors. So you go out, not only do you get the earth's frequency, you get the sunlight, you get vitamin D and all that kind of stuff. So this is what frequency does to our body. So in our body, naturally, we have energy, and the Chinese term this as qi, right? And this is energy that runs in your body. And, doctors and all that, you can, when you go to the doctor, sometimes you do an ECG or you do some kind of scan, and they actually are able to measure these electromagnetic frequencies that's in our body. Okay, so it is actually the frequency, the electrical circuitry that actually will send signals to your body in different parts of the organs, and get them to do this chemical reaction that will run our bodily functions. Okay, so actually God made us with a lot of self-healing functionalities. So imagine a small baby when they're born. They can't do anything, but they have so much in their immune system. So qi is something that is the vital life force that brings energy to all the organs and functions. And our immune system, we're built with, you know, trillions of cells, this huge network of cells that will recognize and fight against pathogens. So any foreign pathogen that comes into our body naturally deals with it. Our detoxification system, right? It clears out toxins from the body. So if you inhale or if you ingest anything, your kidneys, your liver, your lymph system, these are all working 24/7 daily, you know, to try and detox these things out of the body. Then your hormones, these will then send chemical messengers to get your organs to and your tissues to exert the functions. Okay, so God actually made us with all these wonderful functions that work. But so then why does illness happen? Okay, so the lady that I was studying with in Australia, her name is Marcia Pittman. She also had, you know, a lot of the people that I studied with, either they themselves have got issues or their family have got health issues, and that's why they went into bioresonance. So for Marcia, she actually developed this model of degenerative illness over the years that she went into this. So basically, the inputs that we have in our body, our genes, this actually sets the stage for your health issues. So whether how susceptible you are. So epigenetic is where you are actually the environmental influences. For example, your diet and the environment that you live in, they actually will influence epigenetic encoding, and this will then turn your genes on and off. So nowadays with like food, we have a lot of processed food, we have a lot of chemicals in the food that may actually cause our cell malfunctions. Okay, and then talking about environmental assaults. So you're talking about toxin exposure, for example, heavy metal, chemicals, drugs, medications. Before I went into this, I never knew that there are so many things in our environment. You know, like chemicals, you're exposed to it all the time with your cleaning chemicals, your makeup, even things that you eat. These are all chemicals around us that we're not aware of. Even the drugs, medications that you take. So also another issue is electromagnetic radiation, which I think Cassie is going to talk about later on as well. So you're talking about 5G, 4G. I mean, in the past, it's like 2G, 3G. Now it's like 4G, 5G. Your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, everything that is around us is affecting us. Pathogens like bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, these are all around us in the environment as well. And something else that would cause problems in our epigenetic, it's also trauma, from physical injury and from emotional stress. Okay, so these then translates to the primary disturbances in our body. So digestion, our body is meant to break down the food so that they can be changed into nutrients that will be used by our cells. So if we are not able to assimilate these nutrients, then it causes impaired absorption. It will cause toxicity in our body. And then following that, if there's a problem with our detoxification organs, then that will lead to inadequate removal of toxic waste. So our intestines, our liver, our kidney, they are working very hard. But sometimes because it's a problem with the detoxification organs. So these are the disturbances that we have in our body. Then this will lead to some cell disruptions. So remember I was saying that our cells have to communicate with each other. If the cells cannot communicate because of a breakdown, then it will cause all of these things: inflammation, acid-base imbalance, hormone, neurotransmitter disruption, etc. All right. And then following that, your body will try to get into a balance. It will try to use energy from somewhere else in the body to try and fix it. But if it cannot, then over time, it will lead to malfunction in the target organ. So target organs is the organ that is the weakest in your body based on your genetic or epigenetic encoding, right? And then it will cause digestive problems, immune problems, endocrine problems. So in my daughter's case, it will be skin problems. So what happens outside externally is actually a manifestation of problems internally. So when we brought her to see a doctor, the doctor said, oh, these things are incurable. You just have to put more moisturizer. You just have to do this, put steroid creams. And all these things are just helping to mask the problem or to just temporarily suppress the symptoms, but not really to get to the root cause of the problem. Okay, so there's this feedback problem. So you see how the arrows go backwards. If you start having malfunctions and then you start having symptoms, then it will feed back into more disruptions into your cells. And also it will feed back into more disruption into your digestive system. So it goes back upwards. So these health problems will then result. Now you see that Western medicine will wait until your body's chemistry has been disturbed before they are able to correct that with counteracting medications. So the medications that are given are to suppress or to just do something to correct your chemistry in the body. And that comes with a price, because usually medications will have adverse effects. There might be some side effects. So then you will need more medications to then counter the side effects. So this can go on, right? So Western medication will work on the tissues after they've been injured. So they won't be able to look at it in the earlier stages based on the model of degeneration that we talk about. So for bioenergetic healing, which is what bioresonance is, right? It's actually trying to look at and understand all the events that precede and initiate the disease before it even happens, if we can. But of course, sometimes we don't know that things are happening. So then we'll wait until the symptoms appear. Even then, the bioresonance is able to detect all these signals transmitted around the body and correct these pathological signals so that your cells are able to change, the cells will not be instructed to change the chemistry and behavior. So basically what we're trying to do is correct the physics so that your chemistry will then be okay, will be corrected. Then the body will be able to do what it's designed to do, to heal itself. So that is what it's trying to do. So the body is always trying to get in balance, like I said, right? And in my sailing, that time, you know, when I was doing sailing, a sailboat, I'm not sure if any of you know, but anyway, the sailboat, right, is always trying to right itself. It won't, you know, it will go in an angle, but it's always trying to stay in balance to right itself. So same thing with the body. As long as you are able to, the body will always try to be right, you know. And what happens when illnesses come is because it is something that overwhelms the body, overwhelms the system, so that it's like a big storm, a huge wave and all that. That's where the sailboat actually may capsize. But as long as the keel is intact, so when our body has a good the immune system is still trying to do things, right? The boat will come back. So the body is always seeking to right itself. Okay. Now, how does bioresonance actually work? You think of the body, right, as a hard drive. So imagine your body is a computer hard drive, which has all the programs inside to be able to, you know, work on different things. So when the computer is connected to the outside world, for example, you know, your epigenetics and all that, your diet, environmental causes, then it comes into contact with viruses and all that, that will disrupt its proper functioning. So if you have a good antivirus program, that's your immune system, then it should be able to combat most of the viruses, right? But then sometimes it's overwhelmed because there's a huge attack of a lot of viruses and all that. And then your body, the hard drive gets into overwhelmed state. So now the solution is then to put this computer, run another program that's external to this computer so that it will rectify the malfunction and delete this virus. So this is how bioresonance kind of works. So if you can see, the machine, the device actually will retrieve inputs from the body via electrode. So you can see the hand is on something, the hand is on an electrode. And then we could actually collect, for example, bodily secretions like saliva or blood. And this will be fed into the device, which will then read and be able to separate healthy and unhealthy oscillations, which is the frequencies. So it will amplify the good and healthy frequencies, and it will actually invert the pathological signals. And then it will be sent back to the body, and these are transformed signals that will be directed to the body. So just to illustrate this a little bit better, you can see this person is, the hand is on an electrode, for example. So this electrode will read your body signals, and it will be a frequency that is sent into the BICOM device. So at first it will be a weak signal, but then the device will then amplify the signal and send it through a modulation mat or other electrodes back to the body. Okay, so then you are optimizing the frequency of that organ or the function. It depends on what it is. Okay, so there's many different things that happens. This is called constructive interference. So what is weak, it will now amplify and send back to the body. Now in another way, right, you can see now the input is actually from a allergen or pathogen. So for example, like my daughter, for example, she has these foods that cannot be eaten before that, but now she can. So what is sent into the device is, for example, like wheat, milk, eggs, all of these frequencies are sent into the device. And we know that by testing, we know that these are things that actually have adverse effects on her. And so you can see then the frequency is inverted. And this inverted frequency is sent to the body. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, you can see that both these are like combined, right? And the result is that you actually eliminate the frequency and send back to the body. And that's what happens, so that you can detox it from your body properly. Okay, because our body actually has memories. So it remembers all of these frequencies. And if you are not able to detox these things, then it keeps on having adverse reactions on you. So this is called destructive interference. Okay, so I hope this is a good illustration for you. And so these are some of the things that bioresonance can be used. So there'll be blockages, restraints, disbalances, detoxification. It can help you with the constitutional support, your organs and meridians. So there's a whole range of things that we can use, that bioresonance can be used for. So something of interest might be, other than the foods that we talked about, bacteria, viruses can be inverted, because as I said, right, everything has got a specific frequency. So if I have the frequency, I'll be able to invert that for you. If I don't have the frequency and it's like, what is it that is causing this problem? Then I'll just use your frequency, your body secretions, for example, in your saliva. For example, I've also used somebody's pee. I've also used blood, and these things can read the frequencies and be able to invert that for you. Okay. So these are the areas that bioresonance can help a person. So allergies, a big thing, because you don't know why sometimes you get the itch or the rash or even eczema. We can find out pain, fatigue, hormone imbalances, digestive disorders, skin disorders, respiratory, neurological, and cancer support even. So I've had a very good, positive experience with cancer support. So if you want to know more, you can go to my website to have a look at the person's testimony, or you can talk to me more. Okay. Now we also have this new device. It's called the BICOM Body Check. And previously, before I had this, I only had the therapy device. The therapy device can test for these disturbances in the body. However, it will be a bit slow. So I have to do it one by one with the frequencies. However, with this Bicom body check, you can do a full body bioenergetic scan very quickly. And it actually goes through all the parts of your body. You can see all the symbols here. It's just scanning very quickly by passing the frequency into your body, and then it's getting the feedback and recording it down. And all this is being done through just earphones. So you just put on the earphones, you sit there for a short while, and then it just goes through, passing through your ears and collecting the data. And it's completely non-invasive, so no needles, no poking you or anything, right? So it's very safe. And what it also does is the results that are taken are compared with a whole load of data that they have for the same age, the same gender, and the blood type. And then they're able to analyze from there the priorities for the person. So you're able to find out what are the disbalances, what are the main problems, and the energetic stresses. And from there, we are able to do the therapy very quickly and in a prioritized area, right? So you will be able to receive the scan and the report by email. So a few like FAQs that you might be interested. Does bioresonance work for every condition? I can't say every single condition, but however, as long as the organ or the cells or tissues are not destroyed, then bioresonance is able to help to assist your body to come back to balance. Okay. The next question is, are there any side effects? Because you don't want to be taking medication and then having side effects and correcting the side effects. Well, so bioresonance, right, there's no medication given or anything. All you have to do is sit down and receive the therapy. And before delivering the therapy to you, we actually check to make sure that the program benefits your body before it's given. So the only minor thing that probably you might encounter is a little bit of tiredness, a little bit of headaches. But if you drink a lot of water and rest well, it should be able to counter that. So a small portion of people may have a little bit slight headache, okay, and only for a short time. So can babies, children, elderly be treated? Yes, because this is very gentle, it is non-invasive, it is safe. So you can see that I have a small child even coming to do the scan, and the person is also doing therapy. I'm also treating my own 70-over-year-old mother-in-law. In fact, the good thing is that we could use your blood for people who are not able to come here physically. All you have to do is to get me like 2 little small pieces of dried blood, and then I'm able to run the scan for the person, and I'm also able to run therapy for the people. So of course, if having the person here, you will be able to receive the treatment directly. But however, it will also work with the blood, because I tried it myself and I was too busy to sit here. So I just put my blood in, tested it, and then I just let the programs run. And then lo and behold, certain symptoms disappear. Actually, it's hemorrhoids. So I used to have that, and then I just ran it with my blood and did something else whilst the program was running. And after that, I stopped having hemorrhoids. So it's quite interesting in that way. Okay, so why do standard and bioresonance test results differ? So bioenergetic testing is more sensitive. So sometimes you may get a result. For example, I've got a result that says I've got maybe diabetes, and I don't have diabetes. So it's not something to worry about, because these are bioenergetic is energy is about a process. So before you get into, like I showed you the model of degenerative illness, before you get to all the malfunctions and the symptoms and all that, the process would have already started somewhere. And so this energetic testing is to say that, okay, there is this process that is happening, so you can work on it to treat it before it gets into the malfunction and the symptoms. Okay, so not to worry. And also sometimes they say, no, your thing is not accurate because I didn't have this. So it can be this way. But so it's just to say that it's the start of the process, and you deal with it first before the disrupted signals and before all your symptoms actually happen. Okay. So how long is each session? The scan takes about 30 minutes. So you just have to sit there for 30 minutes and then the scan will be done. And the therapy session can be between 60 to 90 minutes, and it depends. So maybe some people who are maybe more seriously ill they have to go slow. So maybe about half an hour. So really we will tailor each therapy to each person because every body is different. So we need to work on each person separately and differently. How many sessions will the treatment take? So this is always the big questions like, okay, so tell me, how many sessions do I need to come here before I can be well, right? Okay, so I can't tell you because even like my daughter, she took about a year or so of all the sessions before her skin becomes completely clear. But of course, along the way, you can see that certain things have changed, certain results are shown, certain things that you have before, hey, strangely, it didn't have really. So like I said, so it differs from person to person. It will depend on your constitution, depends on your age, how severe the issues are, how long you already had this. So imagine if your body is always trying to get into balance and it's not able to, and it develops other symptoms, then it will also, same thing, take a long time before you can go back, to good health again. So also you also need other strategies. For example, you need to watch your diet, and look at certain supplements that may be good for you. And you also need to look at how much radiation, is around, because this is the common thing now, and that will affect your body. Okay. So these are some of the common questions. I'm sure if you have questions later on, we'll have the FAQ, we'll have the question answer section later on. So now, big question. How much does it cost? Oh dear. Okay, so the usual fees for the full body scan is 150 that I charge, and the therapy per session will be 80. But for the participants today, I'll give you a special discount. So if you give me the promo code, it will be 10% for you. And for people who are in the pioneer generation, I'll give you 20% discount. So Jennifer will be sending you the info later on. You can take a picture as well. Just give me the code, and all the prices will be valid until the end of the year. So this, I hope, will be helpful for you. And this will be for both on-site and remote therapies as well. Okay, so thank you very much. And I hope that this is very informative for you. You can scan the QR code if you want to connect with me, get to my website and all that. And my phone number is here and my email. So please get in touch with me. Okay, thank you very much. Hand this time back over to Joe and Jennifer.
Yep. Thanks, Lynnette, for sharing. And yeah, so by the way, just in case you all didn't catch it, actually Lynnette's company is called Good Sort. Yeah, Good Sort. So I think from a sharing of a story of how she journeyed with water, we can really see that, sometimes it doesn't take like rocket science to just get things well. It's really just sometimes can be as simple as salt, right? So I believe that was where she got her inspiration from. Yeah. So thanks really, Lynnette, for your sharing, and I hope you all continue to check out her website. Maybe you have some ideas or thoughts or questions. Yeah, later Q&A, feel free to bring it up. Okay, so quickly now, I just want to invite our next speaker, who is actually Cassie. So Cassie is, just in case you all are not aware, she's actually from the UK. Okay, so let me just, okay. So Cassie is from the UK, and she is really somehow we just magically connected. Yeah. Yeah, so I was very glad to meet with her because it was the first time I hear and learn about Shungai. And then, yeah, once I heard it, I kind of like just clicked because I'm really very interested in energies. And so right now, yep, Casey, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon and good morning. We've got a really beautiful sunny morning this morning in the UK. Well, around Doncaster way. We've had quite a grey week, so it's really nice to have a sunny morning and be around for it. So I'm going to share with you about my journey with Shungite. We've been working with shungite for around about 7-8 years now. So I have huge amounts of testimonials to draw from. And before I was working with shungite, I used to make marquees and do activities in the community. And I used to make them this shape. And this is the shape, magically, that the molecule of that's found in shungite. So my journey with this particular magical molecule shape goes back nearly 20 years, if not a bit more. So when I found that I'd been working with this molecule for much longer than I'd actually been working with shungite, I really felt like, oh, okay, I know this really deeply in a bigger setting. So have you got my slides there, Joe? And I could, yeah, have you got my slides?
No left.
No, we don't have.
I sent them over. I sent them over to you.
Oh, you said?
Oh, okay. Let me try to pull it up.
Okay. Yeah, they were just in an email. Sorry, I didn't check that with you before. I just assumed you had them.
Okay, Ken, give me a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called I called it frequency. So that, guys. I wonder how I can bring them up.
You got to share that screen.
Or you could share on your end.
Just feeling a bit technophobic this morning. Okay. Okay. That's me.
You can control from
I found them here, so I'll just bring them up if I can.
Are you able to?
So I've got them here. How do I just bring them up?
Share screen.
Okay. If I go back into here and go share screen, where's the share screen? Share screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Share.
Oh, yeah. Is it up already?
Yes.
Getting there. It's getting there.
Just need to click present. Yeah.
Oh no.
At the top, top right, present.
Okay, thank you. Oh, marvelous. Great. So yeah, so this is I'll just go to the next screen. How do I go to the next screen?
You just click on the slide. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. I've not done that before. You guys have done that bit before. So here we go. Loading. It's taking a while. Okay. So yeah, so before my journey with shungite, I was workshop deviser and deliverer, and I used to do a lot of community work and run an art studio. So so when I found shungite, so this is just my slide about shungite. So these are the stones you can put in the water. These are the polished stones. These are the elite stones. So it's just to show you the different types that generally it comes in. And so then I started researching shungite. Because this talk has been recorded, I wanted to put these in so that you can always go back and pause the screen and then, kind of look at these yourself. So that's where I'm going to just not talk about these too much. I found out about shungite from Nancy Hopkins, who is second down from the side there. She was the retired Wi-Fi warfare weapons expert for the US military, and she teamed up with Walt Silver, and they set up Shungite Reality. And it's through her that I found out about shungite, having listened to her radio shows. And she talks about infusing the shungite with silver. So we started doing that. So these are the attributes that medically shungite deals with. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some of these specifically. So we are missing one of my slides. I don't know where that's gone anyway. Anyway, so what I just wanted to just add, my journey with Shungite really, just before I gave up all of my artwork, I was working with the head of oncology at Sheffield Teaching Hospitals. And we were working on bone cancer projects. And my job there was to develop medical educational tools for the public to understand the life cycle or death cycle of the bone cancer and the patients. And during that time, I saw with my own eyes how the cancer research funding really has a detrimental effect on the research that they do, because people were being cured, but the head of the department wasn't willing to work out why they were being cured. And this really, really shocked me. So I decided to just say, no, I'm really interested in actually curing people. I'm interested in finding things that are helpful. And I've always wanted to do that with my artwork. So, you know, it's not just about making pretty things. Yeah, pretty things are very nice, but actually we need things that are functional and healing and healthy for us. So when I found out about Shungite and how to mix it with the silver and work with the powder, this became a really intriguing way for me to then create something creative and beautiful at the same time, because I found that Shungite was just so stunning for its effectiveness that I really wanted people to love it and give it as gifts and wear it and really enjoy it in a not just a black plain way. So this is one of the quotes that I found in one of the books that we use. This is by Regina Martineau. Yeah, Regina Martineau. It's on that list of resources, and this is from that book there. So Shungite is working as an adaptogen, so it's able to work at the cellular level and at the level of the whole body. So here you can see our aura photos. We had these taken. The green one, Laura here, she had never had any Shungite in her field, never worn any before. And then if you look, we photographed her about an hour later and her whole electrical field is transformed in color. And if you look a little closer at her face, at her jawline, there's a different smile she's giving. It seems much more relaxed, whereas in the green one, she looks like she's more clenching her teeth. There's a very different look that she has there. She said when she was wearing her pendant that she could feel something happening around her throat chakra at the same time in that first hour. So what we found is because Shungite is working with your whole electrical field, this is where it's operating at the whole body level. And then we find people who can work with Shungite if you've got a particular ache or sprain or strain, you can work with it in a very direct manner. So like a Shungite balm, that kind of thing on a burn will take the pain away instantly. And it seems because Shungite is reversing the direction of the frequency. So this is where we're going to get into frequencies. So from our understanding, the frequencies have a directional spin. And if things are spinning to the left, this is when they've gone into disease. And when things are spinning to the right, this is when they're in wellness. So entropy is spinning to the left. So for example, if you burn yourself, that's a very kind of immediate change in the directional spin of your burn cells where they've been burnt, and they're going spinning into entropy and decay because obviously they've been damaged. And what we find with the Shungite balms that we make is that they take the pain straight away. They take it away. And so they must be reversing that frequency to have such an immediate effect. So the other thing that Professor Andrzejewski says also is about the strengthening and correcting that imbalance, which is what Lynnette was talking about, is correcting this imbalance when things have gone into disharmony. And as you can see on the electrical field of the body, it certainly makes a massive impact. The frequency, apparently, according to the scientists who've measured the frequency spinning at 20 billion times a second to the right. Apparently that's the fastest thing they've ever measured, according to the science papers I've read. So the other thing as well was the fullerene's unique ability to continuously attract and collect those harmful free radicals. And how it does that is that you've got the fullerene molecule that's just collecting all of those free radicals, and they just pile up onto this football shape, and they're taken out of the body safely. There was a quote saying that they're 30 times more effective than activated charcoal. So here we have the picture of the cells. Can you see that in the top corner? Yeah, where there's a little explosion cell. And if you see, its directional spin is to the right. So it does kind of back up this directional, when things spin to the right, if it's a chemical, it can't stay with its chemical cohesion molecule bonds, so they explode. So if you imagine, if you're drinking your water, I know Jonidere, you guys have got the water toggles we make that you can put them around your containers or around your taps. So it's going to be doing that kind of explosive action on the chemicals straight away, so that you can actually drink frequency structured, corrected, purified water. So it's super nice to see pictures of that. That picture has come from Nancy Hopkins's book, if you want to reference that. So yeah, there's some quotes there about the toggles. So what we find with people who are using shungite is that so as Lynnette was talking about chemicals and medications being mainly chemical based, that often a side effect comes from the chemical medication, that they then create a different problem in the body that you then need a different medication for, and it's a domino effect until you've got a whole box of umpteen different medications. And so from the Regina Martineau book, she has got the professors in there talking about their many medical studies and finding how when people are using shungite, their medications are being reduced because the side effects, which are creating this another toxic entropy result, they're being stopped. We have just had a gentleman who has been taking thyroxine, and just from drinking the shungite water and wearing his pendant for 3 to 4 months, his medication has been reduced by his doctor. So yeah, great results. And another gentleman who had a back motorbike accident and damaged his spine, he's also come off all of his morphine medication and all of his chemical medication, and just uses shungite to repair and give him an absolute wonderful life again. We had a gentleman also with a brain tumor, one behind each eye. So this is particularly talking about radiation treatment. So blood levels returned to normal within 2 weeks when they were using their shungite, and normally it would take an average of 3 to 4 months. Now with our gentleman with his brain tumors, his medication was doubled by mistake, apparently. His liver and kidney function obviously was a concern. When his wife got the results from the hospital, they were completely normal. Absolutely normal, which really does, just again, it backs up the evidence and from the medical studies that the shungite really is going and supporting the liver and kidney function, especially if you're having to have these very drastic cancer radiation treatments. So again, shungite is really working with, again, the whole body, but also able to focus on the organs where it needs to be. So you guys, Jonidere, you've got your own range of our shungite stickers. So I'm going to put in chat, where's the chat? I'm going to put in chat some Have I managed to put them in there? No, probably not. I'm going to put in chat some video from Nancy Hopkins to do with the blood analysis, to do with the stickers, and how the shungite in the sticker affects your blood quality when you are using the phone without the shungite and then using the phone with the shungite. And also her video on the thermography testing. So this is where the phones are heating up your cells inside your body, and with the shungite there's much less heating up of the cells. I mean, it is all very personal how these frequencies are affecting us, because, for example, we all have different diets, we're all ingesting different kind of pollutants from the air, we have all had different dental treatments with various amounts of fillings over the years. And Lynnette, you mentioned the blood type, which is really fascinating to me, because I follow the blood group diet and found that certain elements of my diet needed to change for me to get better optimal health. And so it's very interesting that you do the blood group analysis also features in the bioresonance. Really interesting that we really don't really know much, you know, it's not widely accepted that you need to eat according to your blood group, or that it's really important even. So yeah, so these guys have got some quotes already from the stickers, from the guys they're sending them out to. So yeah, the thing about the laptops not getting hot, the phones not getting hot, again, I can only put this down to frequency direction. So before the sticker, the EMFs coming out of your phone will be spinning to the left, which is contrary to nature, contrary to you. So therefore, creating this friction in your own field. So the thing with the phone's not heating up, or the devices, is now that frequency has been spun the correct way in line with nature, so you're not getting that frequency friction, creating a disturbance in your field. So that's really great that you've got people saying that. Oh, so here we are. Yeah, so here's the thermography testing with the different results from the heat from inside the head there. I will get those links. There's one link, but I've got some other links I will bring up for you. So yeah, so you guys have got some of our pyramids, and how the shungite is working in the pyramid with your frequency is it's really kind of focusing on your electrical field. So, for example, we see the space between perhaps the pyramid and the body, and we see the gap, and we wonder, well, how, if it's on the other side of the room, how can it reach me? Am I sitting close enough to it? I'm going to use the analogy of the birds of prey. So birds of prey don't see in full color, they see in grayscale. So like in black and white, and what they're looking for is the blue trail of the urine from their prey. So when they see a line of blue in their grey, they know that there's a little mouse traveling that little route frequently, because it's weeing all the time, and so it can then hone in and get that mouse. So if you can imagine, the shungite doesn't see in full color, it is seeing grayscale, but all it can see is your electrical color, your field, or your television field. That's what it's seeing. So it's able to send its kind of like a photon. If we're talking quantum, we've got waves and particles. It's able to send its particle energy to where it needs to go. So this is where we've had people with arthritis have a pyramid, and the next day they've said to us, well, all of my arthritis symptoms eased up overnight and I can move much more freely. Well, they weren't sat in bed all night next to the pyramid, it was in a different room. So it's the shungite's either able to just work that quickly, but also work almost remotely because of this quantum aspect to what it does. We also had a lady with chronic fatigue, and she'd had that for 25 years. And the next day from having her pyramid, she woke up with energy she had not had for 25 years. So again, it's working with that frequency of your whole body. So yeah, you guys at Jonidere, you've got some of our pendants and jewelry, so people can get them from you. We find with people, because it's dealing with your whole electrical field, as you can see there with the aura, when you're on the right path and you're doing things that bring you happiness and joy and health, the shungite just accentuates that. So for example, if you put the sticker on your Wi-Fi router, we often find people say, oh, I get my Wi-Fi in the garden now, or it's a bigger range than I used to get. Again, it's that frequency. It's your frequency has been made bigger and stronger than it was before. It's really strengthened you to have a better experience here on Earth. So, and why is that important? So all of these frequencies are coming through your field, and now your field is the field that is transforming them into the right hand wellness frequency spin, and they're not going into entropy like they used to. And this is particularly able to do this through the silver infusing shungite process, and that's from Nancy's work. She shares that. And so we find people, you know, who are, say, Reiki healers, they say, well, now my Reiki is full of color, which it wasn't before. So again, it's like tapping into your qualities and just accentuating them. So you're really getting the icing on your own cake, which is what you came here to experience. So yeah, so that's kind of what I had to say about that, and about frequency, and how shungite is working with your whole field. I'm sure there's huge amounts of healing stories we have coming back, whether it's pets, people's rabbits not having to have their teeth filed so often. It seems that shungite is able to work to create the temperature in someone's boiler. It went up 12 degrees with the water toggle on, and they had to reduce the temperature on their toggle on their boiler by 12 degrees, and yet the cold in the cold tap got colder. So again, this is this adaptogen quality that shungite has. It's able to make things, when they need to be hot, hot, and when they need to be cold, cold. It's like, so shungite has this intelligence to it, this quantum intelligence, and it's coming into your field. So if I explain that, so shungite is using the, like in here, it's using the grains of powder like a doorway. It's coming from the quantum realm into this realm to then work with you in this really focused and frequency matching way. So shungite, it's not a crystal. It's called technically a mineraloid. And why that's different is because, you know, generally you're going to be working with crystals. They have a set frequency. With shungite, it's a quantum energy coming in, able to, it's like it does a system sweep, works out where your blockages are. Might take a couple of days, but then quite often things start either flashing or removing those blockages. So once it's done its system sweep, it then works out how it wants to do that. We find that people find even just if you've got two bits of shungite, so like a pyramid and a piece of jewelry or a stone, if you just generally move them gently like this, you can start feeling a magnetic jelly. That's a really nice way of activating and feeling something happening. Or you can just run your hand across the top here and you'll feel a hot or a cold little wind coming out the top. So it's really nice having a play with these energies and actually feeling something happening. So yeah, we often find people feel that. If people find that they have a headache, you just say in your mind, thank you, but that's too fast a detox. Within 3 seconds, the headache will just go. Because again, it's this quantum relationship that we're having with the quantum field. The sentient intelligence is working with us to go, oh, I just wanted you to be your best right now. And then you go, yeah, but it's giving me a headache. So, and then it just backs off a bit. So there is a definite communication relationship you can build up with your shungite to be able to grow what it can do for you. It's a bit of a show off, shungite is. So if you say, oh, I don't think it'll do that, it'll turn around and go, oh, I did it already. So yeah, we like people who come with a particular problem, and we go, okay, this is the experiment, and let's see what shungite can do. I haven't found shungite be able to, it's always done what it needs to do. There hasn't been anything that it hasn't done yet. We're still obviously working with it and seeing the best ways that people work with it. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up there, and so we can have questions and take it from there. Is that okay? So that's the kind of overview of shungite, and then if people got specific questions, I'm sure that'll lead on. All right.
Thanks.
Great.
Thanks, Cassie. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, participants here who have got some questions, both for Cassie and Lynnette, please feel free to either unmute and speak, or you can type in the chat box, right? So I just give you a minute or so, but yeah, I mean, I really like how, these two topics and subjects are coming together, because we can really see how it complements, right? Lynnette's bioresonance therapy is really something that you can consider. If you are like her, you've gone to your end of the road kind of thing, and then you just really want something alternative. And then Cassie is really offering a simple solution that you can carry around with you. You can have it around your house. Yeah, so actually both really can complement really well. Yeah. So any questions from anyone, or comments even? Okay, I have Annie who is asking a question. So, getting rashes when I'm near furry animals. Okay, so Lynnette or Cassie, do you have somebody like this before?
Yeah, I can just say that one of the attributes of shungite is it's an antihistamine. So obviously antihistamines are really useful for allergies, and we have had people say that using shungite has lowered that reaction from allergies. Yeah.
Okay.
How about Lynnette? Lynnette, have you got
I've not have any animal. I don't have any animals, so we didn't test it. But I am able to test if you are really having, resonance with the frequencies of animals. So I can, the same thing as what I showed you. I can invert those frequencies so that it no longer becomes a strain for you.
Okay. And maybe I just want to add in a comment in case y'all didn't catch it. So when we talk about shungite, right, just in case you are thinking that, oh, okay, so I just go out there and get it. Today actually, if you really try to go out there and get it, you can really get it. You can go on Lazada, you can go on Shopee, for those in Singapore. And then you will find that, there is actually a difference in case you did not catch it, where Cassie, your shungite are silver infused. So maybe you want to just say a little bit, what's the difference or uniqueness about, silver infused shungite product?
Yeah, so yeah, quite. So what Rich does, so Rich and I set up Orifim, and what Rich does is he liquefies pure silver, and that soaks into the powder. And what that does for the shungite is the silver works as a doorstop to the quantum realm, so that it accentuates the ability for shungite to come through even stronger. So where we've had feedback from people where they thought there was a particular feedback on a lady with her cat, rescue cat, and she wasn't expecting our cat collar to be any different to the one that the cat had before, which was just a normal piece of shungite. Well, we had made some really pretty ones, and so she wanted to swap to the really pretty one. And what she said was, in the first week of the new collar, it had really, for being a rescue cat, it had really made a massive improvement, beyond the 6-month improvement that she felt the normal shungite had done. One of the reasons for this is because if you take a piece of shungite stone, sorry, I haven't got one on my desk right now. Let me just get one. So if you take a piece of shungite stone and you break that in half, you've then got 2 stones. You keep doing that until you get the powder. And so ultimately what you've created are many, many doorways for the shungite energy to come through. If you've got the 1 stone, yeah, that's a very powerful big stone, but it's only 1 portal for the energy to come through. So very much like, you know, the 99 versus the 1%, the 99 is much more powerful than 1. So this is where shungite, when it's able to work as a powder, is creating this coherent frequency in a much bigger way. The silver just loves migrating in on a nano level into the powder. So this is where we accentuate the natural frequency of shungite. The other thing that's different as well is if you're working with shungite stones on their own, then what happens is they need to go in the sun every 4 to 6 months. I don't believe they are getting blocked or becoming full, because I don't believe shungite is working that way. It's more like it just needs like information codes from the sun. I think it's more to do with that. Whereas with the silver infusing process, it doesn't require this this sun information, because it's constantly in contact, because that doorway has been held open to the quantum realm. So this is where, you know, the powder and the sticker isn't going to see the sunlight, and yet they keep on working for years and years and years. The thing with shungite, it's because it's not absorbing. This is the fact with it. It's not absorbing, so you don't need to clear it in the same way that you would with crystals, perhaps. But this is why, you know, the raw stones, they need a more of a connection to the sun for the download of, I think, you know, where we're at on our journey. I think that's what's going on there. So that's why we work with the shungite in this silver infused way, for the aftercare as well. All right.
Okay. Yes, thanks. Yeah, so now I have a question for Lynnette. You know, so as you all know, Lynnette is based in Singapore, and in case you do not know, Lynnette's so-called office is actually her home. Yeah, so you will have to come to the comfort of a home to do your treatment for bioresonance. But what if, like, let's say somebody, you know, like Cassie in UK, you can't possibly fly over just for treatments, right? So, but I do hear, Lynnette, that you have clients even overseas, and you could do that remotely. Can you say a little bit about, you know, how that technology works again? And
It's like Wi-Fi and all that, right? I just basically use your blood. Your blood is specific to you and is connected to you. So for people who are not able to come here personally, then I just need to get a little small sample of your dried blood, two bits, and I will then feed it, one into the input of the bioresonance device and one on the output. So whatever is reading from the input, it will amplify and send back to you on the output. Whatever it needs to invert is reading from your input or from another, from the pathogen or the allergen, and then it's sending the inverted signals to you through your blood in the output. So it's like some people, like, they cannot imagine, they cannot understand it. It's like, I also can't understand it, but it's like Wi-Fi. How do you send information through your phone, through somewhere, and then it miraculously, you know, the whole file appears to somebody else, right? It's something like that, if you can imagine the concept. So the wonderful thing is, it's so amazing because God made us with the blood that is so specific to you. So we are able to do this. But of course, if you are in the UK, you can also look for practitioners that are in the UK that may be much more helpful to you. I mean, they'll work in your time zone. You can chat with them real time, things like that. So even for times where there are lockdowns, you can't really go out or visit people, you can still get the therapy done. Or people who are not able, they are not physically able to because of serious illnesses and all that, cannot move around so much, then, you know, using the blood will be helpful. So this is also something to do with the quantum physics that I don't have the scientific words or whatever to share with you, but it works. It really works.
Yep.
Well, it's because we have a quantum connection with every single drop of our own blood. So even when you know, you lose a little bit of it, or the government takes it when your baby is born with the heel prick, you know, they have a bit of your bioresonance in your blood, and they can do what they like with it because you don't know what they're doing with it. So yeah, very, very interesting. That yes, of course, we can send you blood samples to be able to work on. Rich and I, so you might not know that Rich is a musician and he plays in particular solfeggio healing frequencies. So here in the UK, we've been doing workshop events where people have been listening to Rich's healing songs and working with the shungite in the foot baths, having foot spas and working with the shungite, doing this with the pyramids and having instant effects from that. So if you're in the UK and you fancy coming and joining us on one of those, get in touch. Yeah.
Yeah, we wish we could fly over, Cassie.
I know this is about you guys, but I think there's some guys from the UK who've tuned in. So yeah, we're doing some really great stuff here in the UK, and we've got a new. We're just waiting for some of the restrictions to stop being in place. Yeah.
I think another explanation for this blood thing can be like in a lot of experiences of people who kind of go through, I don't know, blood transfusion or organ transplant. Somehow they will feel different after that. They seem to take on the experience of the donors. Yeah. So I mean,
and also,
yeah.
And also, when you're connected with your own children, if they're away from you and something happens to them, then you can really tune into that to have an awareness as well. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Any other questions from the audience for our speakers? If not, okay, let me just maybe make some announcements. Okay, so just to let you all know, yeah, so just to let you all know, this is about us, okay, Jonidere. So myself and Jennifer here, we are the co-founders of Jonidere. So we are really, really here interested in holistic wellness, in really just about, you know, being holistically well. So it's not just about the physical. Yeah, and we also would love to explore alternatives. So you can check out our website here, jonidere.com. All right. Or you can visit our social media, which is on Facebook. So Jonidere Health Home. Okay. And our YouTube. Our carousel. Okay, so but that's really for Singaporeans, huh? So yeah, carousel and WhatsApp. Okay, so I want to just make a very, very quick announcement, exciting announcement about the next coming session. So can I invite Max and Nicholas? Are you able to say hi? Okay, give us some time. Okay, but this is what we will be kind of like, you can check out our website, okay, to find out a little bit more about bioresonance therapy and the shungite products. Yeah. So just in case you are not aware, we get our shungite products from Cassie. So yeah, so we help to carry her products and we distribute it around here
she put the toggle.
yeah, around here in the region, the Asia region. Okay, so we're happy to, you know, answer whatever queries that you still have. Feel free to reach out to us. Okay, so this is our next upcoming session. We title it as Invisible Rainbows, right? So it's really about conquering or overcoming man-made waves through radiation, shielding, and nutrition. So we have two interesting speakers for our next talk and session. Max, who is really into, you know, EMF and specializing in shielding and really, really understanding how EMF affects our bodies. which just now in the session and sharing by Lynnette, you would have heard quite a bit about how EMF actually plays a part, right, in our homes, in our offices, and so on. And then we have Nicholas as well. So Nicholas is our health coach. All right, health coach. And yeah, so Nicholas, like myself, also very, very into sports and training, and he's actually a triathlete, and yeah, so he's also very much into nutrition. So we want to just share with everyone in this coming session, invite them to share ideas, what you can do in your homes, around on the meals that you take in. So please feel free to register. You can click this what do you call that? You can scan this QR code, okay? Or we will be following up with an email that you can actually also sign up through the link here. Okay, so there is a question or a message actually, from Ruchira about discount for Shanghai products for today. Is that?
You can decide.
Okay. I mean, we will definitely offer something, for those participants today registered. So check out your emails and we will follow up from there, okay? Thank you. Okay, so Max and Nicholas, are you able to just say hi and show your face? Let me just stop share. Oh yeah, Max is here.
I'm already here.
Okay. Okay, so Max, you want to just a quick hi? Say hi.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself maybe a bit.
Hi, everybody.
So Max is from Singapore, and just in case, Okay, so Max will be here. I think Nicholas is maybe not able to speak. Okay, but really thank you everyone for today. Okay, for your time this afternoon with us. So I hope you have enjoyed the session. Just one last quick request that I have is that if you find today's sharing helpful, I would like to invite you to our Facebook page. All right. So please go to our Facebook page and let me see. Okay, please go to our Facebook page and comment on this post here. Okay, you can comment on this our Facebook page post where just this post that you see here. All right, just drop a comment. About what you find helpful about today's session, what you enjoyed, about the sharing from Cassie and from Lynnette. What was your key takeaways basically? Yeah. So just go over here, and we want to also, we would love to connect with you further. Okay. So okay. So just in case you, just search for Jonidere Health Home. Yep. All right. Okay, so thanks everyone for your time, and we hope you have enjoyed the session as much as we have.
Thanks so much, you two. And Lynnette, you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You, George.
Thanks everyone. Have a great weekend.
Hi, Anya.
Hi. Hi, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, hi, Claudia. Yeah.
Okay. Would you be going for the photo shoot?
We just saw it. Not sure whether
This time we'll be taking something lah.
Okay.
Anyhow, okay. Then
Okay.
say bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
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 Very good sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Lynnette and Cassie, we just stay behind a bit.
Sure.
Yeah, let me just maybe, thanks guys for joining in, tuning in. I'm gonna put you all in waiting room first, okay? Okay. Okay, yeah. Let me stop recording also.